Hi everybody, Grandma Bev here from Life with Grandma Bev, and today is movie review day. Yay! So Friday we picked a movie out that thought might be good, interesting, and it was called The Many Saints of Newark. Now this is kind of a pre-sequel type thing to the TV program. Of course, it's probably all been a book, I don't know. The Sopranos. Now Bob and I just watched The Sopranos last summer for the first time. We streamed the whole thing. So we thought, oh, this might be interesting to see what led up to a lot of stuff. Now it received a 71% tomometer, Rotten Tomatoes, but only a 59% audience score. Well, let's get on with it. And the critics' consensus is, even as its storytelling chafes at the edges of its cinematic constraints, The Many Saints of Newark proves The Sopranos' allure is still powerful. Yeah, so got us to read. And the audience says, the people who made their little comments and, get to the percentage, Sopranos fans will enjoy seeing younger versions of some of their favorite characters, but the story may confuse casual viewers while frustrating the faithful. It did. Now, we are newly watched people of the whole program. We just watch it, right? I had a hard time connecting, remembering who the different people were, their names, and what their role was in The Sopranos. And I ended up having to, of course I always do, go into onto my iPad and look it up, the cast, to see who they were playing. And yeah, they picked good people to play them, as far as, but it was just, I don't know, it just got a little confusing to me because it centered so much around Dickie. And Dickie didn't, well, he played a role in The Sopranos, but he wasn't in it. You know what I mean? No. So here's what the info is on the movie. Young Anthony Soprano, and they picked a great kid to play Tony Soprano, is growing up in one of the most tumultuous eras of Newark's history, becoming a man just as rival gangsters begin to rise up and challenge the all-powerful DeMeo crime family's hold over the increasingly race-torn city. So it dealt a lot with race tensions and stuff in there. Caught up in the challenging times is the uncle he idolizes, Dickie Moltisanti, okay? Who struggles to manage both his professional and personal responsibility, and whose influence over his impressionable nephew will help make the teenager into the all-powerful mob boss we'll later come to know Tony Soprano. Now, it's rated R, and that's for its sexual content, pervasive language, some nudity. Yeah, there was some nudity. Strong violence. Be prepared, there's some sex scenes. Some nudity, but mainly women, of course. So it's the genre is crime drama. I don't have the people listed here on this sheet I printed out, but a lot of them you wouldn't know who they were anyway. But like I said, they matched up the people really, really well to their characters they eventually became, with seeing them as younger. Let's see, producer, writer, came out, the release date in the theaters was October 1st of 2021. And the same with the streaming. But they've only grossed 8.2 million. So, I'll see the cast and crew cut off right here. I'm trying to think if there's anybody in there who you would recognize. So what did we think of it? I didn't care for it. I was a little bored, especially being I had to keep looking up things, so I would miss things going on, the screen. Now, Bob liked it. He thought it was okay. Not one of the better ones we've seen, but he said it was okay. You definitely have to watch The Sopranos before you watch this movie, or you'll be totally lost. You know, I asked him, what would you rate it? And he said maybe 3 stars. I say 2 or 3. So, you know, 2 or 3 stars. And you know that I generally rate movies higher than that. But I don't know. I mean, watch it, see what you think. Have notes on what happened in The Sopranos and who different people were. And I kept looking all over for who played Dickie, you know, on The Sopranos. Kept looking, and then I finally found out towards the end why he wasn't on it. And the story's kind of being told by Chris. Remember Chris? He was that younger guy who Tony had kind of taken under his wing, who had been his uncle's son. Well, that was Dickie's son, Chris. Played by, oh, who is that guy? You see him on a lot of things. Anyway, so like I say, I'll give it the 3 stars, you know, but I wouldn't watch it again. So comments below, tell me if you've seen it or what you thought of it. Share, like, subscribe, and I hope you're all having a terrific week. I love you. Bye.